Wild West task is now over, so it's time to stop playing with your pistols, take your chaps off and put your saddlebags away. We have got one hell of a show for you this evening. It includes a blink of this.
I had a lot of sex. I was a slut.
I've not seen that before. I quite like it. A double take of this.
No.
And a full-on crazy stare of this.
I also quite enjoyed being paintballed up the arse.
Oh, Lauren. Right, we've got... Look at Ben laughing. We've got another tremendous trio on our panel this evening. Our first guest used to present Smart and Smile on CBBC. They are two words that we never use to describe our housemates. It's Kirsten O'Brien. Another ex-CBBC star. It's her first time here, but she can always ring my bell. It's Angelica Bell. She did the most amazing dance before she came up. She came up here and she was like shaking her booty. I'm not even going to try, I'm just going to freeze like that. Yeah, you were really good.
Oh,
really good.
I might give you another little rendition later.
Oh, lovely. Oh. And last but certainly not least, it is the gorgeous Liam Goff from Big Brother 7. So, shall we get on with talking about the show we just watched? Yeah. Kirsten, what did you make of this week's task?
I loved it, only to see Becky in the outfit. She was like a big flump in it, wasn't it? It was amazing, bless her. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, because I wasn't a fan when the house was divided, but this week I thought there was a lot more laughs in there, so yeah.
I quite like Lauren. Like, you know, we keep seeing it, that freeze frame of her when she's all like... She's got like her little black tooth and her eyes are crossed and she kind of really looks like a hillbilly. Do you think the right team won?
No.
No, you were the first no, so let's go to you. And you've been here before and we've got quite a few new people this evening.
It was obvious they were going to win, because I think it was kind of rigged for them to win, but it was just a waste, especially with like the nominations, and they were saved. Obviously, they couldn't be nominated. It was a waste, because Sarah would never be up, neither would Scott.
No. It was just a waste. Really, that it was right.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he may have gone up for nomination.
And I suppose it helped as well that it was Lucas and Scott, because they are the best friends, kind of Connor and Caroline. How do you think, Angelica, they dealt with the prospect of immunity? Normally, we see people kind of desperate for it and really trying for it. Do you think that came across from them?
Do you know what? This week, I think that everyone in the house has been a bit low, a bit like whatever. So when they said that they could have immunity, like what you said, I thought they'd be jumping up and down and say, come on, let's do this. It was almost like, whatever. But maybe there was a little bit of a conspiracy between Connor and Caroline giving it to the good guys, because they're their mates. So it was a bit like, yeah, we've got this in the bag. So I think... when I was watching, I was like, I know they're going to win anyway.
Yeah.
So it was a bit predictable.
Do you think, Liam, that they seem bothered?
I don't think that they seem bothered. I think that... See, when you're in there, you get this kind of idea, not necessarily... I mean, I know you're cut off from the outside world and things, and you're not meant to know exactly what's going on, but really, you kind of form these opinions based on who's getting called into the diary room, who is getting shouted over the fence, who people are leaning towards more, who seems to have a predominant role in the group, that type of stuff. So, to be honest with you, I think that you get an idea of your social... like in normal life, you know, if you go and join a new group of friends, you really have an idea whether they've taken to you or how, you know, you're perceived. What's the general perception of you? And I don't think they had any worry. I think they were very aware who was going to be put up.
Yeah.
And so they kind of sat back and enjoyed it, really, because for some of the people, they don't like them, don't they?
That group does seem quite safe.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with the influence of the likes of Connor and people like that, especially tonight with the face-to-face nominations, I don't think people are really getting the opportunity to say exactly what they feel.
Yeah.
They're just saying what's going to make their time in there the most comfortable.
Yeah. I think Becky as well influenced the nominations by what she told Connor, that Lauren went into the diary room, so it was just like, OK, whatever.
We are going to get on to noms in the second debate, so let's not waste everything that you have to say about that in this part.
I apologise.
Kirsten, why do you think Luke and Lauren wanted to fail the pasta task? Challenge part of the task?
They were confused, weren't they, that in failing it, they might actually win it.
If you're with me, he's nodding along, he's with me, good, one man. And can you explain it better than I maybe can? 'Cause in watching it, he thought there was something up, didn't he, basically? He thought, oh, hang on, we shouldn't have won that, and we did. Therefore, I think you've got to lose it to win it.
It's the paranoia, isn't it? And it's rife. And I think this is all back again to them letting them talk about noms in the first week. I mean, it's just kind of blown.
You've got to be careful. I don't think they've really got the actual chance to say what they feel about Lucas, especially. Sorry, I'm looking down. I wouldn't be looking down here if there wasn't something on here. But this Lucas, when they lost the dancing task, all of a sudden he just seemed to flip out, like blow his mind. I mean, I know characters like Anthony Hutton and alpha males in the house previously who are into sports and training and fitness and things like that. Competitive streaks can kind of ebb out into their, you know, how they are with people, how they deal with nominations, how they deal with tasks and things like that. But really, you know, he didn't perform fabulously well, and then he got very angry. He said, dancing's not for me, and then spat his dummy when all of a sudden...
he's had a bad week, because Big Brother got him good and proper this week.
He's not very happy. He's not very happy. Let's go back to pasta. Becky wasn't very happy that the two guys didn't chow down as well as they could have done.
She doesn't like to see food wasted.
Come on. Let's remind ourselves.
What a dickhead! He's a chef. What is it? Is it actually right? Like, he took one piece of one strangle of pasta at a time and gagged.
He was eating
oh my God, I'm fuming. I'm literally fuming. Why did I even try?
Becky, knife and fork.
Knife and fork, cutting. He looked like a bloody ballerina. Oh my God, I'm fuming.
Either way.
Why wouldn't you try? Oh my God, I'm so mad. Literally, never been as mad in my life. I was sitting there, my blood was boiling. I thought I was going to erupt. I thought, oh my God. I said, oh, well, there's no point bloody doing it. I said, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it.
I was just about to ask you if it was a fair reaction, and you've all just started booing. Does anybody think it was a justified reaction? No. Not one of you?
No. Such a drama queen.
Not one person?
Such a drama queen. Everything she does, she seems to play up for the camera. It seems like everything's got to be heightened, and it's just explosion of her emotions just to try and get some airtime.
OK, one person who may know and be able to answer these things for us are Becky's mum, who is on the line right now. Bet you wish you weren't the one that just said that. Anne, can you hear me?
Hello, everybody. Hello, the audience. Hello.
Hi, Anne. Are you OK?
Oh, fine, thank you. Talk about spaghetti.
And we obviously want to ask you your opinion. Did you just see the clip we just played?
Oh, yes, I've seen the clip. Yeah, I've done this task with my 5-year-old grandson tonight, and me and him beat
What did you make of Becky's reaction?
Well, I totally agree with Becky's reaction, because at the end of the day, she puts 110% into any task and any team that she's on. No, I don't think they were playing right. We saw the clip where they were wanting to sabotage it. Yeah. And if you're playing as part of a team, come on, I mean, Becky wouldn't have chose to be in that team because they've not been in her group. She's not as much common in them. Yeah. But you've got to give it her. She did her best. I mean, I know she likes food, and I'm not disputing that. But for him to actually fail the task, and then she was so mad because she does want to do her best in whatever she does. So, no, I think he was being childish, and I would have called him a cheese face too.
I still don't know what cheese face is, Anne.
A cheese face. Me and my little grandson have done it tonight, eating spaghetti and pasta. It's somebody that's angry and somebody that's being childish. Okay. And you snout and pull your face.
Okay. So Becky promised Jamie before she went into the house, because she was Jamie's wild card, that she was going in there just to have fun. So where do you think that changed for her? Because she went in, she was, you know, so much fun, but now it's all got so much more serious, and the fun seems to have gone from her.
Well, I think at the beginning she really, really tried her best. When she's being loud, and giggly. She's got put down so much by the housemates, and her confidence must have dropped because Becky is larger than life. She's fun. She's gone in for fun, and I think she's found it a shock. At the end of the day, it is a game show, and it's a crazy, crazy house that messes and plays with your head and your mind.
Do you think the bitching has kind of taken its toll on her?
Oh,
do you think she's maybe found safety in numbers with
it's absolutely horrendous, all the bitching, and you're not telling me every person in that house has fallen into the massive trap of bitching, and that's all.
They're a nightmare, aren't they, Anne?
Sorry, Emma?
They're a nightmare, all of them.
It's a nightmare, and I would love Big Brother. Let's get some challenges out. Put some of these housemates to the test, because half of them have zero personality. They don't know what a smile is.
On that note, Anne, I'll say thank you very much. It was lovely to talk to you.
Emma, thank you. Have a lovely time.
We'll speak to you again soon. Thank you. We're going to be talking more about nominations a little later on, but if you've spent the last 8 minutes disagreeing with everything that has been said in this studio, which I'm sure there are a lot of you that have, then feel free to vent via Twitter or through the website. Now, either Lauren or Luke are going to be thrown out of that house up the road on Friday night, so you had better pick up the phone or go on the internet and save your fave before it's too late. This week, Lauren and Luke face the public vote. Who stays? You decide. To save Lauren, from a landline, call 0901 616 1709, or from a mobile, call 650 5809. To save Luke, from a landline, call 0901 616 1710, or from a mobile, call 650 5810. Calls cost no more than 36p from BT landlines and mobiles. Calls from other networks may vary. You can also vote via Facebook. Simply go to our Facebook page, where one vote will cost you no more than 33p and may be subject to a minimum credit purchase. Voting closes in Friday's show. Votes cast after the lines close won't count, but you may still be charged. For full terms, go to channel5.com/BBVote. That pasta task, it was just disgusting, wasn't it? There's no way in hell that you would find me doing that. It was absolutely gross. That is gross. Is that even cooked?
No.
It's not cooked, it's raw. Don't eat it. Right, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but we're quite subtle about it, I think, but we like to share an exclusive or two with you, don't we? Yes. Would you like another one?
Yeah. I just can't make sense about why you told Connor.
It wasn't said in a malicious way. Let me
just tell you how I'm thinking, right? The thing was, I was really annoyed that he was ganging up on you and
I said that.
Okay, and it kind of seems like you told him so that he'd turn on me instead.
I am completely. When I sat there and heard that it was said yesterday, was said way away last week.
But why did you tell him?
And it wasn't said maliciously. We was talking about, and believe you me, it wasn't just me it just came across in conversation. Every single person on the Green team knew about it. Wasn't said yesterday, and if I knew that it would influence things that much, I was appalled that it influenced every single person's nominations, and I was appalled that they said that it was said yesterday, because it was 100% not said yesterday.
Yeah, can you see where I'm coming from? It feels like you did it to get me in trouble with it.
It's full on sounded like it was done maliciously.
I was only trying to be a nice person, because I didn't want to have to listen to them doing that. I didn't like the fact that they were all ganging up on you guys.
Yeah.
And I wish I never said fuck all.
Bit of digging going on there, I think, just a little bit. Right, I'm very, very excited about our next guest. Last time she was on, she predicted exactly what would go on with Siobhan. Although that probably makes her a sure thing for our Saturday psychic role, I think the housemates need her expert help right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome gladiator turned life guru, Diane Udale.
It's an affliction, I think.
Do you do it like every time you come down some stairs, you just get your leg up and start playing?
It is known that Louis Spence was my flatmate, and I think we were all afflicted. That's literally what we did around the
Louis
flat.
Spence was your flatmate?
Yeah.
No, I'd love to have been a flatmate in that house.
It was fun.
So, Diane, last night was face-to-face nominations. First time this series. We've obviously seen it before. So what does this do to an individual having to experience that from other people?
Well, it demolishes both the nominee and the nominator. If you think about it, when Dina first came in as well, it happened at the very, very beginning of this series. Touch of genius, but a little bit wicked on Big Brother's behalf. Yet we saw the effects last night. I think, can you imagine having to, like, face-to-face to someone saying, actually, don't like you, but I've got to make an excuse up about you right now, and I can't quite think of what it is, but the vibes will be going anyway. People are picking up on it, so it's demolishing both for the nominee and the nominator.
So how can housemates cope with the face-to-face rejection?
You don't go into that house without strategies about how to cope about rejection, because it's going to happen. One
Do you think
person
some
is going
people
to be...
go in there, though, and just not think about that?
Oh, no, no. I think they hope to not, but you have to go in there and be, if you're of balanced mind, actually know that not only within the course of the period of the weeks that you're in there, at some point you're going to have to face rejection, whether you don't do well in tasks or whether someone's going to start slandering you. It's going to happen. And the strategy is, oh, I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to be me all along. But inside the heart's just doing that.
Yeah, sinking.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Lauren, who did an OK job of trying to keep her feelings undercover.
The decent people who are here, being Blow My Own Trumpet, me, Adam, Lydia, Benedict, adored you. And do you know what? I'd rather have their clarification than any one of these assholes. Do you know what I mean? Please don't get upset, because you know what? It's not even worth them seeing you upset for. That's why I've not cried. That is why I've not cried, because I don't want any of them to fucking feel good about what they've done. Cuddle.
OK, so...
Well, the thing is, I think they did it quite nobly. What she was saying is don't crack up. To be honest, possibly if they had, it could have been quite a strategy which would have, I don't know, made the whole group a little bit more real, because no one likes to see the damage that they're doing unless they're sadistic, frankly. Okay. So how they did handle it was noble in the end. It was the best they could have done under the circumstances.
She received 7 nominations. Why do you think everybody went for her? Well, most people.
She's not in the pack. We know this. They're the outsiders. She is a girl who, on her natural grouping on the outside, will never have had to contend with much rejection or much kind of competition in many ways. She's talented, she's skilled at what she does. She's probably the girl that everybody wanted to be alongside in the group, because she's sort of the bouncy, little blonde, pretty thing. And she's never had to face this amount of wall of hatred in the whole of her life. She's the people that people want to actually be jealous of, unfortunately for her. So she's now having to evolve very, very quickly and grow in a very short space of time to be able to emotionally handle what she's now facing. And do you know what? She's doing it. She is doing it.
How will the nominations affect her, do you think? Will we see a change?
We've started to see a change. She has to now actually basically either carry on the way she is, or, I mean, I would love her to just start firing and sort of start standing up to people. She took it for the group very early on. A number of weeks ago, she said no to 5 minutes with her sister for 5 points for the group.
And that seemed to really upset her.
It did. And 12 hours later, 3 other members of the group took the 5 points away from her by sleeping in. She learnt very quickly then one really important lesson about her beliefs is that not everybody treats each other the same.
Yeah.
She was absolutely shattered then, and I think that possibly was one of the first times in her life. So to watch her growing and evolving is actually quite interesting. She is only 20, and the comparison between her and Caroline, we'll come back to that if you want, is quite interesting.
Quite different, isn't it? So let's move on to Luke A. This is the first time that we've seen him up for eviction. How do you think that has made him feel?
Oh, he's been devastated. You saw it. He's always going to be congruent about that. He's another one who I do generally think on the outside it's treat others as. He's also very comfortable in his own skin. He's suffered and endured, or probably taken choices in his life to do changes that most of us can't comprehend. He's also very accomplished at what he does. And he's gone in there and been nothing other than what he is. He learnt very early on, it happened with Adina and particularly Lydia, that you have to kind of start taking defence and cover, or even backbiting and manipulating as a way of surviving. But it's no holds barred for him. It's no skin off his nose in terms of it's something he realises he's got to do, and he's quite cool with it, and the others can't handle that. He will never be a pack member, and he was never going to go in there and be a member of a large group. He doesn't need to be.
OK. So let's move on to Becky, Scott and Connor. Becky and Scott nominated Connor last week. This week, they didn't. Now, can you tell me, is this why?
Right, let's get this straight. Scott, Becky, you see whatever happened and whatever, I was disgusted, I was angry, and I said things I shouldn't have said. I said things I shouldn't have said.
I was just very irrational, Connor, and I don't want to bring up why.
Right? And whenever we happened in the day room, it was stupid, and I apologise for that, right?
Just flustered
whenever I says to you, right, I don't do things like this, I don't do shit like this, I don't apologise because I don't know what I've done wrong. I'm apologising, whatever I've done wrong to you, I'm apologising.
Yeah, that's really...
Right?
That's
when
really
I don't do you, I'm apologising.
OK, so?
I don't think he's apologising. He's press ganging.
What's he doing?
Well, because he's a wannabe alpha, in my opinion. He has amazing traits, does Connor. Let's not get that wrong, because he does, in the tasks, he begins to shine. And we see those facets of him that he can spin, which have made him probably quite popular back in Derry and everywhere else he's gone, when he spins that happy side of him. When people start to stand against him, he cannot handle it. He doesn't like it. He press-ganged the pair of them into not nominating him this week. And it was kind of the whole control about that which actually made me feel a little uncomfortable.
Do you think that's how they are feeling about him then?
I think many of them will feel quite afraid to start standing up to him. It would be nice to see someone do it, but I don't think it's going to happen just yet. It may happen in time if he stays in.
OK, Diane, you deal, everybody. Now, whilst the current housemates are faced with basic rations, we invited a few ex-housemates to a sumptuous dinner on us for once. Here's what happened.
Beach Bar Babylon, a stylish and exclusive restaurant in the heart of fashionable London. We're here tonight to eavesdrop on a true clash of cultural titans.
Cheers! With Benedict and hurry up. Oh, God.
Chris James is a property renovation entrepreneur. Victoria Eiserman is a voluptuous, mature lady of grace and poise. Lydia Louisa is a dancer, performer, and fiancée to the most famous man in the world. Let's listen in on their scintillating conversation.
This tastes a bit fishy, actually. Connor, 110%. He should have been out ages ago.
Becky, I can't watch her no more on the TV.
Why?
Too fake. Acting too much.
Who do you want to go, by the way? Oh, you do? Yeah.
He should have been the one to go after the things he said and the way he's behaved.
He should have gone when I went, actually.
Yeah. Well,
you know what? I'm not saying this, but I think I'm a bit of a psychic, because the moment I actually met him, I knew that he was not a nice person. Yeah, seriously. It's faker than my breasts, quite frankly. And they're very fake. I don't think Ashley's being fake, but Luke 100 million% is being fake. Yep. It's one thing playing a game, but also playing a game with somebody's feelings. It's her feelings. She actually really likes him, and he actually doesn't really like her in that way. He's playing her, and I don't like that at all.
I thought that, and then someone made a good point to me the other day, and they said, actually, Ashley had, on a couple of occasions, said that she didn't know if she wanted to be with him, which I found quite interesting.
There's nothing me and him that have in common at all.
Oh, because she had said that.
No, that's insecurity, and I'm not being funny, but he's quite a good-looking guy. She's not a good-looking girl. He can do way better than her, and she knows that. So basically, she's insecure. That's the reasons why she said what
the
she
bit that
said.
smashed it with me is as well. I've watched it back. I think it was the first episode. The minute we walked in there, she talked about pissing on people.
Has anyone done water sports? That is the question.
And I was standing there, and Luke S was to my side, and I said to him, "That's a keeper." And he laughed and went, "You're telling me," and walked off. And I had to walk away because I was laughing. And I'm thinking 2 days later he's trying to be balls deep in it. It's not really making sense, is it?
From the very beginning.
He tried on with every girl, right? Before he got to...
He gave me the eye. He gave me the eye as well. It's pretty clear.
He even said to you he prefers older women, so he was putting it on you as well.
Totally putting it on me, and I was not interested at all.
I saw that. I'm not going to lie, I don't like him.
Luke S is boring. He's very dull. For me, for example, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm getting this whole, you were playing a game, Lydia, and you were playing a game, and it's like, hang on a minute, are you joking? When there's people like Luke S who starts a fake relationship, Connor, who would do anything to win. I mean, he would sell his own grandmother for a £5.
But Luke S treats women wrong, has to be the best at everything when he's not. If he's not the leader, if it's his way or no way, arsehole. Simple, standard. I'll tell him to his face as well.
And who's this arriving late? Well, if it isn't Mr. Benedict Garrett, a postmodern erotic thespian of the highest order.
Well, you know, I take my time in the shower.
I know.
Evening. How are you?
Yeah, looking very handsome and smart as usual.
We've not got to all the juicy bits yet.
Well, we've done some juicy bits.
Have we?
Yes.
What have I missed?
That I have never had to do face-to-face nominations. It would have been horrible, wouldn't it? Yeah. Just awful to have to, like, say that about other people. Should we have a chat about the challenge as well? I hit a girl. I shouldn't do that. Hit a boy instead. Right, so yesterday, the housemates cast their nomination votes face to face. Cousin, you're like, what did you make of the whole face-to-face?
Oh, it just is so eggy, isn't it? It just makes everything inside you just go, oh, yeah, just literally shrivel up.
It's so uncomfortable to watch, isn't it? And it's one of those things where you're kind of on the edge of your seat going, oh, this is just so mean. But
I was pleased Lauren didn't cry, though. I really thought she did well not to cry. She just took the whole thing. I was just expecting her to go and just pop and burst, but she didn't.
Do you think it was fair of Big Brother?
Big Brother can do what Big Brother wants. So, do you know what I mean? It's the name of the game. When you go in there, you know that sometimes you're going to have to do difficult things. But it was a bit... It was good. It was brilliant, but it was really hard to watch, like Kirsten said, because you were just like, oh, my gosh. I think it would have been better if they had said real reasons why as well, because, you know, Caroline sort of put it all on herself, and you're like, oh, please, don't, you know.
This is what we mentioned yesterday, very briefly, when we were chatting to Judy James. She goes into the diary room on a normal eviction when it's, in the diary room, and it's just on her own, and she kind of gives it, and she's very straight down the line, she's very articulate, and she says exactly what she thinks. Yet she did refer it all back onto her and saying, I think you don't like me, I think you don't like me.
Which I think is a reflection of her. She's very self-centered. It's all about her, do you know what I mean? And she's just... You've just got to be honest, I think. And maybe if everyone was honest and genuine, maybe it would have helped with some of the... Although it's hard to nominate, it might have helped with some of the tensions, but everyone was just looking at each other going, yeah, right, yeah, whatever. Even Carol was like, yeah, whatever, with your, you know, whatever.
How would you feel if it were you?
I don't like the whole concept of it, to be honest with you. I don't like the way that
Don't you love it when Liam comes on? He just kind of gives it to you straight.
Well, I'll tell you another thing, is that... If it's meant to be a reality television programme that we're watching, then, you know, obviously, you know, things have changed since they did originally when the first thing started or whatever.
It has to evolve somehow.
It's going to evolve, and to be honest with you, I'm all up for making it more entertaining and things like that. But where I find the difficulty in watching it is when all of a sudden you've got big bands stood in the same room playing musical instruments, and then people are voting face to face. You've got characters in there like Connor, who's like Jet from Gladiators, I don't know if you've seen her, but who said earlier that he's like a faux alpha male, and I think so exactly the same. He doesn't have that strength of character, but what he does have is a big Desperate Dan-style chin that seems to make himself look like the person. And so when you've got the face-to-face nominations, he, like, puts himself across, like some of the insiders and the outsiders with their separate groups. They're all making themselves, you know, less available to the other people who want to nominate them, because face-to-face, they want to settle. In my series of Big Brother, we had to do a couple of things where we would have to say stuff. But I know in my head, I would want one person out, but I'd know that they were fitting quite well with the group at the time, and so that I didn't want to stir it up.
Was it more individual in your year than it is now?
You have, you know, like I'm sure you're all aware, when you base opinions or when you form opinions in your mind, they're sometimes formed of 2 or 3 different variables, you know, and I think that chance is taken from you when you have to do it face to face, because not only you have to push down this cringiness sensation about speaking freely to people about people who essentially you're facing, but also at the same time you've got friends who you're going to put your opinion to, you know they're going to disagree, so that might pull your allegiances apart.
He needs to do a degree in Big Brother, because
I was just going to say, we've only got about 8 minutes here, you're taking about 5.
Yeah, well, you're getting your 100 quid's worth, aren't
We've
you?
got to move on to our nominees, yeah?
Pardon me?
We're going to talk about the nominees now, is that right?
Yeah,
okay, we'll move on to
carry on.
No, first up is Lauren. Now, she's used to being up for eviction. She's been up a couple of times before. Do you think it's time for her to face a public vote again, Kirsten?
Do you want me to take this, Kirsten?
I am quite lulled by your voice, actually. It is soothing me. I actually think she'll go this week. I think her time...
you?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think she will.
I think we see the softer side of Luke, and I think, Lauren will actually go. I think her time has come, even though I love her and her little bum.
She's got a great bum, hasn't she?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you feel sorry for her that she's up again and that she got 7 nominations?
I think she's like the best person in there. Her and Adam, they're the only people who like seem to be getting on and not being as two-faced as everyone else. And it was like the insiders, they started bitching first and the outsiders follow. And it's like today, Luke has ruined the whole thing anyway, with Dina as well. And it's just, I feel like the outsiders just falling apart, but I really feel sorry for Lauren because she doesn't deserve to be up. They just pick on her because she's different. The girls don't like the fact that she's a tomboy and she gets along with guys.
I love the fact that you're calling them the insiders and the outsiders. Yay! Angelica, was Becky snitching to the insiders the reason that Lauren is up for eviction?
Yeah.
They all seem to use that as their reason, but is that, do you think, a cover? Once one had said it, are they all like, we'll just go with that, rather than having to say what we really think?
I think the whole idea of nominating face-to-face isn't going to, you know, isn't going to allow people to say what they genuinely think, so they have to use an excuse. So maybe it wasn't the real reason why they wanted to nominate her, but it was a good excuse to use it. And I think Becky did snitch, and I think for her to say to Lauren in that clip you showed, oh, I just said it. I wasn't meant to say that. I'm like...
She also said, I think, didn't we see her say, it wasn't just me? Yeah. But she was the only...
She was the only one speaking.
Yeah.
But again, everyone's two-faced. What do we expect? But I think Becky's starting to play a good game in terms of she's got in with the insiders because she knows there's more people there, so there's less people going to vote for you.
She feels safer.
Yeah.
They're like pettifogging, you know, like Caroline and Becky especially. They're both are being really, really bitchy, and then all of a sudden doing that kind of tactile behaviour where they'll say, oh, you know, I'm being bitchy because I'm putting on weight. You know, like, no, that's not Becky. You're laughing because you think that's Becky, but that was actually Caroline who said that. So.
Yes. Should we talk about Luke A? Because we have to give him a fair little bit of time as well. Kirsten, you're going, oh, you love him, don't you? So you must be gutted that he's up.
Yeah, well, I think it's sad that those two are up. I mean, we had 2 best friends last week up, and now on the other side we've got the other 2 best friends. But I just think, and again, we saw the emotional side of him going in and getting upset, and I feel like I've let the missus down and all that. I've got a special little place for him.
Yeah, he really made me cry. It was quite emotional. It's quite sad, some of the things he said. You know, he wants to be accepted. He wants people to like him, but why should he have to change for people to like him? I know, ultimately, we want big characters in the house who are entertaining to watch, and he can be seen as a little bit boring, but at the end of the day, he is genuine.
But
like
I think we also want a genuine person to win the show, right?
Yeah.
To kind of
be there. So well, you don't tend to judge him on everything that he's been through. You look at him and you just think there's a quite average you know, not forceful with his opinions and things like that. He just seems to be like a young, nice lad that everybody seems to get along with, but we forget that, you know, he's had to go through adversity, he's had to change his personality. But having said that, I also like Lauren, and I think she's massively underrated, and I think she's got the most fabulous, interesting face. She's upbeat constantly. No, things like that matter. You might laugh, but things like that matter.
We've got an exclusive clip. Can I show it?
Yes.
Is that all right, Liam? Are you sure you don't mind?
Run the tape.
There you go.
From day one, I felt like you don't like me. And I don't know if I'm wrong or right, and I felt like I didn't know what I did.
No, I do. But then when I spoke to the diary room, I'm like, Luke doesn't like me for some reason.
Really? Yeah. I'm exactly the same.
But then I chat to you, and then the chat's all right, and I'm like...
I'm really confused.
So I'm like, does he like me or not?
The only reason
makes me paranoid.
I've felt, not that I don't like you, like, I can't seem to get on with you, because I said it in the first week, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I was quite intimidated by you.
Yeah.
Not because you're a nasty person, but because you're such, sort of like a level-headed, cool guy with an amazing body, do you know what I mean? And I'm sorry, I haven't made an effort with you. It's just that I was, I wouldn't say scared, but like...
Yeah. But I haven't made, I'm to blame, I haven't made an effort with you, because I'm like, he doesn't like me. Like, I've gone in the diary room and they're like, why don't you think he likes you? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think there's something
I've said exactly the
that
same.
he just doesn't like about me.
So...
It's fine.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, okay.
It's fine.
And thanks for listening to me anyway, like...
Yeah, I don't know.
I need to speak to Caroline today as well, man.
So they seem to be making up.
Do you know,
Daniel?
The reason he's getting so upset because he thinks that no one's liking him, because he's genuinely a nice guy and he has been so nice to everyone, and that's why he's shocked. And I think he's great, and he really does deserve a chance.
I hope they try and make a friendship there now that they've kind of got their
but he could
little
be going
bits
home.
Out. Well, he could
It's a bit
be,
late.
but it's still a few days at least that maybe.
To Luke S that anybody could dislike him. It doesn't occur to Luke at all, Luke S, that anybody could dislike him. He just naturally thinks everyone does like him.
Okay, on that note, we're going to go to the break. If that's all right with Liam.
That's fine, that's fine.
Still to come, Kirsten is going to be bringing us the latest news. Plus, we've got a special Big Brother-related composition performed by comedy boy band Rogue 5. We'll see you in a bit. Now, our studio is full of pricks. Ow! I told you. Right, see, I don't tell fibs. Here's today's news. At 11:07 this morning, it seemed that last night's rule break is still having an effect.
Last night, I thought what you did to Tina was absolutely, disgusting. If I thought my friend had said something about me, I'd address them. I'd take them outside and be like, why did you say it? She didn't mean anything by it. She was just thinking aloud. And she told Luke, so if it was that bad, why didn't he turn around and say something?
Dina knew what was going on because she sat here and she asked me and I said, I'm upset and I'm pissed off and I'm angry.
Well, when I said to you, have you spoken to her, you said no.
Well, yeah, I didn't go into full detail about it. She knew I was pissed off and she knew I was angry and upset. And I sat here and Luke explained to her what was going on. Then I sat in the hay bear and waited and waited. She came in, she didn't say anything. And then he was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna go to bed. She didn't never apologize for anything.
But I don't think she's done really anything wrong. She's mentioned somebody's name, in a conversation. If it was that bad, Luke's your friend, Luke would have said to her, Luke, I don't understand why you're saying that. He didn't say that. So I don't understand why you think it's so bad. Fair enough, it's a bit annoying that she mentioned your name, but that's it. She didn't mean anything bad by it.
Oh my gosh, Sarah, is she getting sponsored for how long she can go without taking a breath? She just keeps talking all the time, doesn't she? Like that. As she gets sponsored, I can't stop. Oh my gosh.
Kind of right, though.
What's she saying about you?
I think she's quite right. At 1:38 this afternoon, Scott's having fun in the diary room. Close your eyes.
348. 348. Rich tea biscuits. Quantity 3. 349. Custard 349. Custard creams. Quantity 3.
You having fun, Scott?
Yes, I get... I'm such a geek. This is what I like doing. I have Just like funny voices. I'm having fun. This is the best fun I've had all week. 220 Frosted Flakes, quantity 2. And last but not least, 413, 413, 400, no, 11, I can't remember German. 413 donuts, quantity 3. Did I do the job adequately? Or more than adequately?
Certainly adequate.
Oh, all right. Playing hard to get.
That was like Eurovision meets the shipping forecast meets the shopping list, wasn't it?
Nil point. And finally, at 9:14 this evening, Sarah and Lauren join the rest of the rule breakers.
As housemates are persistently ignoring the rules regarding the discussion of nominations, Big Brother thinks the house needs a visual reminder. Sarah, Lauren, you must now put on the T-shirts under the diary room chair.
You can't trust me. Oh, well, thanks. You've really, really helped me out here.
What the hell, what?
What did you stretch?
One time!
What is it?
Are you fucking kidding me? You look like, oh my God, you look like a laughing girl.
No way.
That's what I thought you were doing because you were coming out laughing. I thought you were putting
Sorry,
on.
brother, I didn't mean Lauren.
I just said it's going to be a sticker saying I can't talk about nominations.
One time!
I don't want to eat this.
But you did say that they were going in there about nominations, right?
I want that T-shirt because
You can have. That's what I said. I said Dina and Connor should wear these T-shirts.
Fuck off! It should be me and Caroline.
I didn't say that.
They're just one jug of water away from a wet T-shirt competition there, aren't they? It's just asking to happen, I reckon.
How's your brain working tonight? And that is the news from today, Kirsten. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, let's see what's happening in Sweaty Bot.
All right, sure.
Oh, it's nice to have a sit down.
Get weight off your feet.
Listening to Liam talk all that time.
Some reactions for Liam.
Is there? Let's hear some reactions for Liam first.
Jim L says, get Liam and Diane, aka Jet from Gladiators, into the house to give the housemates a good talking to.
Yeah.
Because they speak a lot of sense, apparently.
Yes. And on Ali says, can we have Jet/Diane on every week? And Gary Thurtle says she's making so much sense about the housemates and she's my favourite gladiator.
Oh, so double whammy
Double
for
whammy.
you.
And Ben Lee says your panel spoke a lot of sense. Well done, Emma Willis and Big Brother's bit on the side. Thank you, Ben Lee.
Thanks. I'll take all the credit for the panel. Yep, that's fine.
Elsewhere, big topics of conversation is still nominations.
Yes.
We touched on a little bit last night, but people aren't particularly happy about who's up tonight because they're both fairly well liked. Although in the forum polls, Lauren is currently slightly ahead in terms of who people want to save.
But people are still loving the face-to-face nominations. There's that outrage side of it where people are like, no, the wrong people are
Well, it's always going to ruffle feathers and it's always going to be loved by people. It's one of those things, isn't it?
Ellie B says she's not happy with the result, but stuff like this is the reason she loves Big B.
Okay, and how many people have complained that we said Liam was from Big Brother 7 and not Big Brother 8?
No one, just Brian Bellow.
Sorry, Liam. Right, okay, that's roughly about all we've got time for.
Okay.
So let's stop there. Okay. Thank you to all of my guests this evening. Tune in tomorrow when I'll be joined by Made in Chelsea's Jessica, comedian Jeff Leach, and Big Brother 7's Leah. Singing us out right now, though, is Rogue 5. Take it away, gentlemen.
Hey Scotty, if you were a hottie, you could change your hair every day, but you look like a salmon, and that will never change. Yeah, Luke's got a good thing going, he's got his BB girl, so ride the cowgirl, sex. Don't say anything offensive, look at who you could have slept with. There's still time to make this a big, big lover. Caroline, loosen up and give Lauren some juicy loving. Even Becky can come, but just don't talk.
Yeah, look, Ashley from Essex, you were born for that. Had a little bit of a fiddle or more than that. On the toilet mat, yeah. Booze on your way in, booze on your way out. Get booze in your belly till you wiggle it about. I wanna see Adam, the Trojan, touching that corner with the lotion.
Don't say anything offensive. Look at who you could have slept with. There's still time to make this a big, big